Hello everybody, thank you for joining me again today. I'm Lee from thecraftyspark.co.uk and today I thought we would make a Valentine's project. As it's nearly Valentine's? Well, in a few weeks it is anyway. So I thought we'd do a nice Valentine's Curvy Keepsake box, and I'm going to be doing it using this set, the Bloomin' Love set. Now, I've gone ahead and done some preparation first. For example, I've already cut my Curvy Keepsake box out, amongst other things. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off decorating our box, then we're going to move on to the next part of it. All right. Now, I've cut the box out already. As you can see, I've got two pieces, and I've cut it out of the thick Whisper White cardstock. All right, because the thin one was just a little bit too wishy-washy for my liking for doing a box like this. So I've done it on the thick one. And what I'm going to do is we're going to start off with a Bloomin' Love set. We're going to be using this lovely, lovely flowery heart. And we're going to stamp it, of course, in real red. Because red is the colour of love. It's also the colour of other things as well. We won't go into that one just yet. Right, I've just realised I haven't got my stamping mat out. Hang on. Whenever you're using photopolymer stamps, it's always worth using a stamping mat as well, because it just helps to get a nice crisp image. And if you do what I've just done and got ink in places it doesn't want to be, where you don't want it to be rather, grab yourself a little cotton bud or Q-tip and clean it off. Oh, otherwise you get it everywhere you don't want it to be. Right, there we go, that's it. Right, now with the pointy bit going away from you and your heart facing you, do your first one. Excuse my head if it suddenly appears, because I just need to line it up. Right, there you go. That's where your first stamp is going. All right. Ink up again. Turn it round and do exactly the same again. So, oh dear, I've done it again. How comes I'm managing to get ink everywhere it shouldn't be on today? Oh well, it happens. Now, if it sounds like there's a Chinook taking off in the background, please don't panic. I don't have helicopters in my house. That's my washing machine. It's just started spinning and it's really loud. So I'm hoping you can't actually hear it on the video, because it's ridiculously loud. So it's not a Chinook, it's my washing machine. Right, let's put this one on as well. Now it's... when you do this little side one here, you've got slightly, very whoopsie daisy, slightly less space to fit it in. So be a little bit careful with it to make sure it fits. Right, put that one over there, bring the other one in. And I'm going to do the same on the other one. I don't believe it, I've gone and done it again. What is going on? What's going on? I don't know. I never do. I just go with the flow. Right, let's put that one on. Here's that one. Turn it. Do it again. Get ink everywhere you don't want on your stamp. Do you know what? I think what I've done, I re-inked my ink pad the other day. I bet I've put too much ink on it and that's why it's all going everywhere. Oh well, never mind. Pop that in the right place as well. Here we go. Give it a wiggle. And you're done. Right, you will, as you can see, if I put that stamp there, you will get staining on your stamp when you use polymer stamps. Sorry, just getting the wet wipes off the floor. You will get staining on your stamp when you use the photopolymer stamps. Don't worry about it. It's absolutely normal. It's not something you need to think, oh my goodness, I've ruined my stamp. You haven't ruined your stamp, all right? It's just because the way the photopolymer actually works, it's designed to absorb some of the ink so that you get that really, really good image. You know what it's like when you use... you know the cheap stamps you get from magazines? They never seem to give you a really good image, do they? That's because they are hard acrylic. Whereas the Stampin' Up clear stamps are actually photopolymer, not acrylic, which is what you want when you're actually going for stamps. Or, of course, the best one, which is rubber. And the photopolymer works exactly the same way as the rubber, which is why it works so well. I'm just getting the I've got some sort of loose bits hanging on my die cut there still. Right, so there's our 2 pieces stamped. Next thing we need to do is join it together. So I'm going to use glue for that. Yep, as usual, my glue's in a mess. Makes a change, doesn't it? When is it ever not? Oh dear, never mind. Right. Pop some of that on the bottom there. Now, when you line up your stamp, your Curvy Keepsake box, I'm just going to put that under there so you can see what I'm doing. You need to have your pointy bits opposite, your curly bits, your curved bits opposite. And when you're lining it up, if you look at how that shape is on that corner there, and make the same shape on the remaining corners, then you will know that you've got it in the right place. All right, and this is another good reason why you should use glue when you're putting it together, because it gives you that little bit of wiggly room just in case you need it. Right, smooth it all down. Oh look, I've got a bit of glue where I didn't want it there. Oh, where's my rubber? Oh, there we go. Let's just get that off. That's it. Oh, gone. These are great, these rubbers. It's called... what's it called? We've got it in the catalogue. I can't remember what it's called. Adhesive remover, I think it's called. And it does. It removes adhesive. Strangely enough, as the name might suggest. Right, flip it over. Oh, I've got a little bit there as well. Look, I put a bit too much glue around the edge. Hang on, let me just wipe my fingers. Otherwise I'll end up with it everywhere. I will probably get it everywhere anyway, but hey, let's not encourage it, shall we? Right. The next thing you need to do is you need to actually fold and curl your box. And the way we do that, if you look on the back there, can you see there's some score lines? The die made those score lines up there as well. That is where you need to fold the bottom. Now you're just folding the bottom over. You're not actually folding it in half or anything like that. So just on those score lines, just fold it over. Press it gently with your thumb. You don't need to use your bone folder or anything like that, because you want it to have a bit of a natural flow, but you also want it to be solid in the middle. All right. Same with these ones. So these just fold back like that and like that. All right. So that's all you need to do for that bit. Then grab your bone folder. And we're going to curve the sides. Now, I'm going to do it with the bone folder. Personally, I find it much easier to do it on the edge of the table, but I'll do it on the bone folder because otherwise I'll be out of camera shot, won't I? But that's all you need to do. You just need to run it along the bone folder or your table, whatever you use. If you're doing a lot of them, I'd suggest go for the table. It's much easier. If you do them as like favour boxes or something like that, use your table. All right, so it's just giving us a nice curve to the edges there. All right. Now, I'm actually going to put a little box in the middle here. I'm not going to do it so that it's a huge box. I just want it to sit in the middle there, just so that it sort of holds anything that falls out everywhere. And I saw this on Pinterest, actually. Someone had done this. How big's that base? It's 2 inches. So if we go for just a shallow box that's got, say, 1/2 inch going up each side, so that'll be 2. Yeah, that sounds good. We'll do it like that. Right, let me just, where's my, trying to find the paper cutter. Yeah, so if we do 1/2 inch on each side, so that'll take us to 3 inches square, won't it? Do you know what? I think I do want to go slightly bigger than 3 inches though, because I like my boxes to have sort of a curved edge on it. Yeah, I'm going to go 4 inches square, which means that's not going to be big enough. Hang on a minute, just got to get some more card out. I'm sure I must have a piece in here that I could cut from. Always keep your scraps, people. You never know when you're going to use them. There you go, that'll do. Right, so I do 4 inches by 4 inches. I'm going to use my scoreboard to do this because I find it a bit easier on a scoreboard than I do on my trimmer. I know my trimmer can do it, but I find it easy doing it this way. So, oops. Now the reason I've done 4 inches is because I want an 1/2 inch overhang and a lip. If that makes any sense at all. I'm not really sure it does. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to score at 3 and 3.5 on every side. So I'm doing 3 and 3.5 and then turning it. 3, 3.5, 3, 3.5. All right. Then you want to grab your scissors. There's some scissors. And we're going to cut down those edges. There we go. So those two there. Those two there. Like that. All right. And then I'm going to cut. Where am I going? Yeah, that way. Just a very slight notching to that first score line. You'll probably see it better when I do it on this one because it's whoops, you can't see it so well, can you, when it's still joined together? But what I'll do when I finish cutting, I'll lay it down so you can have a look at how these little notches are. And there, one there, one there. And then where do I want to go now? Now I want to go along to that one. And it's quite a little box this. I don't usually make boxes this small, but to fit inside that box, it's just to sort of hold it in place, if anything else, you know. And just to finish it off inside, because you're going to end up with what I hope you're going to like anyway, a really cute, really fancy box. And obviously to go with your really cute, really fancy box, you want to make sure you've got something really cute and fancy when the box is opened. Otherwise it's like, you know, sometimes if you get a box of chocolates or something, mind you, it doesn't really happen that much on chocolates, but I've had it once or twice where it looks really, really fancy on the outside and you open it and it's actually, the inside is just a mess because all your chocolates are falling everywhere where they've not been held in place or anything like that. That's why we're doing it, so that that scenario doesn't happen. Right, so can you see what I've done now? I've actually put notches on these edges here and on my little tabs. All right. Now I'm going to fold them over. Where did I put the bone folder? Did I put it back? Wow. I'm trying really hard to keep tidy this year. And it's not too bad. I kind of worked it in my head that if I can't see my desk, my actual desk itself, then that means it's really, really untidy. Obviously. So as long as I can see my desk, I'm actually quite proud of myself. Ah, dear. Simple things, isn't it? Simple things. Right, now I'm just going to put some glue dots on here, on these little tabs, because they're so tiny. It just makes it a bit easier. I'll show you what I've got stuck on the rest of my glue dots in a minute. Mind you, you've probably seen them already. Right, just to pop those in the corners, and then we fold it over like that. Keep those little sides in place. Oops, I've missed one. Let's do that one as well. That's it. Right, and then these little flaps that are now left over, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on, just a little bit. Don't go too mad like I did before. That was more for my benefit than your benefit. It's just telling myself. Put some glue on there, just like that. And then they're just going to fold in. Whoops, hang on. Let me just use my bone folder to stick it down properly. And the reason we've done that is because, as you will see in just a second, when I've put them all in, it makes your box look so much neater. Gives it a really, really nice finish. Obviously you don't have to do it like this, but I just prefer it. Like I say, I think it gives it a much neater finish, a much nicer finish. So if we fold it, oh, there we go. All right, can you see those edges now? See how they're nice and smooth? You haven't got the edge of the actual card, you've got a nice smooth bit. Makes it look a bit nicer, doesn't it? Right, let's pop this in the middle of our box. Put some glue around there. Like that. There we go. Now you see that now acts like a little base, doesn't it? So whatever you put in there, it's going to be held in there quite nicely without sort of flopping around or falling about. If you were putting a jewellery box of some sort in there, you probably wouldn't need that. But if you're putting something else, you know, something loose, you probably would. Just hold it in place, really. Right, let's close our little box up. No, we're not going to close it yet. I nearly forgot these. Now these, what I've done is I've actually cut out all these little flowers. In fact, no, I won't pull it off just yet. I've cut out all these little flowers using the die that goes with this set, which, as you can see, I've got stuck in the box. And I can't remember what the die's called. Oh my goodness, that's terrible, isn't it? Oh, it'll be on my blog. If you look at underneath this video, there'll be a blog post that goes with the video, and it will have a list on there of all the products that I've used. So it'll be on the blog, but it will be there. All right. This lovely die, you've probably seen it because it's so popular at the moment. But what I've done, that die actually comes with two smaller, ow, just whacked my hand, two smaller dies as well, these little flowers that match the flowers on the stamps, you see. So I've cut some of those in Melon Mambo because I'm doing this in Real Red and Melon Mambo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on the outside of the box. Now you can see on the picture, on the stamped image, that there's a large flower and smaller flowers. So that's what I'm going for. That's where I'm aiming them. In fact, I don't really need to use that, do I? I could just use my fingers. Sometimes I find it a bit fiddly, so I tend to use my pokey tool, but these are actually all right to hold on to. There we go. So I've put those melon mambo flowers on all the big flowers, and then I also cut the little ones as well, and I'm going to put those on the smaller ones. So it's actually covering up the smaller solid flowers. Whoops, I can actually see where I'm putting it. I need to concentrate really, don't I? And then it'll end up in the right place rather than the wrong place. Always useful. Put that one there. So we've got one large and two small on each side. And then just to finish them off, because it's Valentine's, and Valentine's, you've got to have a bit of bling, haven't you? I have, where are they? I've got some really tiny, that's the ones I wanted. I found these really, really small diamonds in my local craft store, and they're perfect for this. You see how tiny they are? So I'm just gonna, whoops. See, they fit perfectly in that little hole there. Isn't that good? There you go. So they go really nicely in the small holes. And then the Stampin' Up ones, whoopsie daisy, I'm smashing up my room, go in the bigger holes. Whoops. Oh, hang on. Is it going upside down? Or is it the right? I can't see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Uh-oh, now I've dropped it. Right, let's try that again, shall we? Why up's it go? How ridiculous. You can't tell what way up it goes. What a divvy. Need to look properly, really, don't I? Then I'll tell. There we are. Right, you see? There we go. That's what I was trying to go. What I was trying to do. Oh. No, I'm not going to put all the little ones in as well, because I'm sure you'd get very bored sitting there watching me put lots of little diamonds in. But I am going to put the big diamonds in. Or shall I put the little ones in as well? Do you want to sit and watch me put little ones in? I'll tell you what. How about I put little ones in, but I'll fast forward it. What about that? Yeah? Right, hang on a sec then. There we go. All done. Right, smooth those out the way. Put the glue dots out the way. Do I knock them on the floor or lose them? Right. So now we've got all our pretty little flowers with our little diamonds on as well. So now we can fold up our box. So bring in your sides and then over the top and over the top again. How cute is that? That looks really pretty, doesn't it? Really dainty. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, where did I put the hole punch? Hang on, I'm just whizzing over the other side of the room again because I can't find. Yeah, I didn't think so. Thought I might have done that. Forgot to get my heart punch out. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to punch out just a single red heart, just like that. And where's my little hole punch gone? I'm going to do a 1/16 hole just in the middle there. Oh, that's a little bit high. That was close, wasn't it? No, it nearly went too high with that. And then somewhere I have, oh, that's what I was looking for. I'm just going to use some white twine just to baker's twine. This is the thick baker's twine. Now this is a white one, which if I'm honest, I don't even think we do anymore, but I'm sure you'll be able to find a white one somewhere. But I'm just going to put that on there like that, just to hold that little heart on. And it will also stop your loved one sneaking a look in the box before you're ready, because it's now held those two handles together and they can't get in it. Oh, how funny. Right, let's make a box for it, to a nice display box now. So to do that, you will need some window sheet. That's not the piece I was looking for. Why did I put my cut pieces of window sheet? Oh, there they are. There's my window sheet, which you may or may not be able to see. I'm not really sure. Let me put it on here. You might be able to see it on here. There, a bit better. Right, the window sheet I have actually cut. I've cut it down so that it measures 10 7/8 by, now we've got two pieces. This piece is 3 3/8 and the other piece is 2 7/8. All right, now I'll do this one first actually, because this is the easy one. So with your widest bit, your longest bit rather, sorry, going across the top and using the narrow end of your stylus, not the thick end, the narrow end, line up your window sheet and score at 4 and 6 7/8. There we go. All right, so 4 and 6 7/8. Now I'm just going to fold that along those score lines so that you can see it a bit easier. Now when you fold it, you might get a white line. If you do, don't worry, it's absolutely fine. It's not faulty or anything like that, it's just the plastic. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. There we go. So I've just folded it along that line, all right, just to give it a bit of definition. Now my other piece that I've got, this time I'm going to do exactly the same again. I'm going to score it at 4 and then I'm going to score it again at 6 7/8. 6 7/8, that's the word. But then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to score at 3 1/8. Now you've got to go right the way down to the bottom, which can be tricky because it's a bit slippery, this stuff. But I'm going to, whoops, see what I mean? Now, sorry, I've gone off camera, I know, but I just needed to get to the bottom there. Turn it round and do it again. So 3 1/8 all the way to the bottom. All right. And then you can move your scoreboard out of the way. Now let's just fold this piece. You have to kind of get it in the right light sometimes to see where you've done your score lines. That's it. Make sure when you're folding window sheet, you've got it in exactly the right place that you want that fold going. Otherwise, you'll end up with it going in the wrong place, because once it's folded, this stuff, you cannot get rid of that fold. There we go, that's it. Is that it? That's right, isn't it? Fold that bit, there we go, that's it. Right, so I've now got two pieces. I'm just going to press that one down a bit harder. I've got two pieces that are folded. Now, the wider of the two, the one that I was just working with, what you want to do now is, whoops, where did I put the scissors? Grab your scissors. Just thinking, do you know what, I'm going to put the tape on first. Oh, sorry, smacked the tripod there. Because if I put the tape on, you're actually going to be able to see where I'm cutting. It'll make it much easier for you, because this tape's coloured and you won't be able to see it otherwise, will you? I've lost the end. There we go. This is just very narrow, sticky strip stuff that you can get in most craft shops. Now, you only actually need to go up a bit on the side. You don't need to go right across like I'm doing with your but you'll see in a minute, because by doing it like that, you're going to be able to see where I'm cutting, which will make it a bit easier. So one on that side, one on that side. There we go. Now, what you're going to be doing is you are going to be using these sides to stick with. All right, so if you grab your scissors, go right to the top near that first fold and cut it at an angle. Do the same on the other side. Whoopsie daisy. Cut at an angle. So go all the way round. And then that piece in the middle, you're actually going to be cutting out. Now, you may choose to actually cut it out using your stamping trimmer rather than scissors. Depends sort of how confident you are getting a straight line. Because cutting window sheet, where it's so clear, obviously, because it's window sheet, it can be a bit tricky to see what you're doing. But there we go, we've done it. So now I've done it, you can see where I've put that tape, and you can see how I've actually cut the shape as well. All right, so that piece that goes on the top there, I've actually cut the sides off so that they're not there anymore. Now I'm going to fold in my sides where I did those score lines, and hope they are folding along the score lines and it's not just making its own mind up and do whatever it fancies, because that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, but we shall see. We'll see what it comes out like, shall we? There we go. Folded it like that. All right, so we now have this. And what we're going to do is we are going to slot one over the other like that to stick them together to make our box. All right, can you see that? Yeah, I think you can. So let's take some tape off, because by taking the tape off, you might be able to see what I'm waffling on about. So I've just taken one piece off to begin with, because it just makes it a bit easier. I'm going to line up at the bottom, and whoops, hopefully that is going to stick nice and straight for me. There we go, that's it. Alright, so that's that one done. Now, don't be tempted to fold it over and do that side. Do one side of sticking at a time. Alright, it just makes it so much easier for you. I got in such a mess making these when I first started doing them, because I was actually sort of sticking all along one edge in one go. You're just making your life much harder for yourself, believe me. So just do one side at a time, and then you can fold it, lay it on its side that you've just done to squish your tape down nice and firmly. Then take off your other side. Now this is the point, actually, I should just say, if you wanted to put something different on the top to what I'm going to put on the top in a minute, this would be a good opportunity to do that. You could put what could you put there? Well, you could actually put a little heart. You could put another heart under there. You could even stamp an image if you wanted to. Whatever you like, really. But that's the time to do it, okay? I'm not going to do that, though, because I'm going to do something else on the top of this one. Let's put this side on. There we go. And oops, got a bit of fluff in that one. Try not to get fluff in it, people. Looks much nicer without fluff. Hey, look what I've got you, honey, for Valentine's Day. A free bit of fluff. Oh, well. Puts a whole new meaning to the word cheap, doesn't it? Right, there we go. So, there's the box lid. Now we can do the base. Now, for the base, bring your score ball back in. And your score tool. And we're going to start with a piece of real red that measures 5 3/4 inches square. All right. And we are going to score this on all sides at, let me think. Hang on. I've got to get my brain into gear now. Yeah, that's right. Is that right? So I'm trying to work it out in my head. Oh, but yeah, that's it. Yeah. So oh, sorry, people. Score at 5 1/4 and 4 1/4. Yeah, that's it. 5 1/4 and 4 1/4. God, that was hard work, wasn't it? 5 1/4. Whoops. 4 1/4. 5 1/4. 4 1/4. Oopsie daisy. 5 1/4 and 4 1/4. All right, so you've gone round all the way around. 5 1/4 and 4 1/4. Now I'm actually going to do some more stamping on here before I do anything else with my box. Now I'm still using the same stamp set, still using this one, and this time I'm going to use Love You, I think. Yeah, let's just go with Love You. That's nice, isn't it? Now, I'm not actually going to line this up too much, really. I'm just going to make it look as though it just goes right the way around the edge, sort of in a continual line, you know. This is where my Misty would come in handy, except I haven't got it out today because I wanted to just do these like that. All right, but obviously, it had to happen, didn't it? When you do yours, try and line it up a bit better than I have, obviously, because mine's not really lined up very well at all there, but never mind, you get the idea. Now then, where's the scissors going to go? Okay, so we're going to cut down those score lines. So it's a similar principle to the one that we were doing when we did the inside of the Curvy Keepsake box, but not quite. Da, da, da. I will show you why. I'll just take these bits off. I'm still going to do a notch on the edge there, like I did before. But the way we're going to stick it isn't going to be the same. It's going to be a bit different, all right? Because this is actually going to be like, what's the word? Oh, what's it called? A pedestal. That's the word. That's what I was aiming for, a pedestal. That's what it's going to be. So this is what's going to, your lovely Curvy Keepsake box is going to be sitting on. Looking all nice and beautiful and lovely. When I've finished snipping all the bits out, anyway, it will do. I'm not a very fast cutter, am I? Some people go whizzing round when they do cutting like this, but I prefer to be a little bit careful. Otherwise I end up making a big mess. Oh dear. There we are. Super duper. Right, let's move that out of the way. Now, we're going to fold and burnish, as always. Fold and burnish, fold and burnish, and the little ones as well. Fold and burnish those. Like so. Oops, forgot the flappy bits. The flippy flappy bits on the edges. Just put those around there as well. Right, grab some glue. Put a little bit of glue on there, like we did before. Try not to put too much on, because I'm good at doing that, aren't I? Right, fold it round and just stick it down all the way around to make your box. Now you can see how that line of love you, love you, love you is now starting to go all the way around the edge. I mean, I suppose you could, if you really sat down and measured it and worked it all out, you could even do it so that it lined up all the way around. Depends how much you love the person you're giving it to. Do you want to sit there doing that or not? Because I would imagine it might take a while. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, should I? Sorry. Oh dear, never mind. Right. Now I'm just going to, moving on, just going to put some glue dots just at the very edge of, oops, two of the flaps, and I've just done it on two of the opposite flaps. All right, like that. I'm going to fold them in, and as I fold them in, whoops, I'm going to stick them together. So it's actually formed a lip at the bottom of the pedestal, like that. All right, you see? Okay, whoops, what's something there? Got a bit of a squiffy bit. Oh, it's because I've stuck it in too hard, look. I got a bit enthusiastic on that one, didn't I? Hang on, I'll just put another glue dot in there. Oh, come off. There we go. Do you know what? As I was sticking that all together, I thought, well, that looks a bit wonky. I haven't done that very straight at all. And that will be why. Oh, look, now it's got stuck on my finger. Get off! Oh, my word. That's it. There we go. That's better. Right. So, that's our box. Now, what was I going to do next? Oh, here comes the dog. Hello, Molly. Right, I have got some Melon Mambo ribbon here. I'm going to pull off a length. I'm not sure how much I'm going to need, actually. I'll go that long. There's nothing worse, is there, when you're using ribbon than having not quite enough. You know, you think you're all right, but actually you're not quite enough. Oh, drives me nuts, that does. Right, now with my lovely ribbon, I'm going to stick this at the bottom of my box. And I'm going to stick it on the flat bits. All right, now I want to get it in the middle. So I'm going to use glue dots again. Do you know what? I'm going to be really good, actually. I'm going to measure this. So if I put my ruler on there, how big is that? About 2.5 inches? Yep. So just over 1 1/4. Look at me using a ruler. I don't usually do this, do I? Huh. Goodness. Right, let's take some glue dots. I'm going to put one on there. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to stick it to my thumb. I've got one on my hand. Feels like I've got one stuck on my hand somewhere. Or might be a bit of glue. Don't know. Never mind. Putting that one on there. Oh, no, I've stuck that one to my finger. Good Lord. Right, now then. Let's get this ribbon roughly in the middle. That's about the middle. So if I put that going across there. Now, it is actually, I know I'm usually a bit flippant about measuring, aren't I? But it is actually quite important to measure this, because if you don't, it is going to look a bit of a disaster. You do want it to go nicely across the middle. That's it. Right, so I've stuck it to the bottom there. All right, so that will now come round like that. And that's why it's important that you have it in the middle, because if you don't, it's going to look uneven when you actually tie it up on the sides. All right, so just bear that in mind. Next thing we're going to do is I have a piece of Melon Mambo cardstock, and this measures 4 inches by 4 inches. And with my triple punch, I'm going to punch out these corners like that. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Nice little bit of confetti there. Super duper. Right, so I've punched out the 4 corners, and this is going to sit on there like that. Doesn't that look pretty? It's nice, isn't it? So that's going to sit on there, and then I've actually got a piece of real red to go underneath it as well, just to give it a bit more sort of solidness, if you like. So let's put this bit on first. Where did I put my snail? There it is. See, I put things back and I put them back and I can't find them. If they're on my desk, I can't find them. If I put them back, I've got even less chance of finding them, because I'm so sure it's actually going to be on my desk and not where it should be. That's a really poor excuse, isn't it? Oh dear, that sounded terrible, that, didn't it? Right, line that up nicely. Pop it on there, stick it down. So this is now your base. And then we're going to put that nice and central on there. All right, so make sure you are central, otherwise it's going to look a mess. Put some glue on to hold this in place. I'm going over the ribbon as well, just so that it holds that ribbon in place for me at the same time. All right, holding your ribbon well out of the way. Line it up. Now, it's actually quite a big rim going around the edge. You obviously don't need to have it as big as mine if you don't want to. There's no reason why you couldn't have it smaller, like a smaller rim. I wanted it wide though, because I wanted to show off these lovely, what would you call them, petals, I suppose. Yeah, you could call them petals, couldn't you? Because I think they look really cute. And just to finish it off, where did I put those diamonds? I'm actually going to put some of these on, I think. I wasn't quite sure whether I was going to do this or not, but now I've stuck it all together, I think it's going to make it look even more special. Especially if you stick it in the middle so that it's actually lined up. That's always good. If it's not lined up, it can look a bit weird. Oh, like that. Dear. Come on, stick down. It's a bit tricky, this bit, because you don't want to put too much glue on there. Because if there's too much on there, then it's all going to seep out at the sides, but not enough is not going to hold it down. I mean, you could use double-sided tape, actually. That might not be a bad idea. The only problem is you haven't got that wiggle room, so if you are going to use double-sided tape, just be a little bit careful. Make sure you're putting it in the right place, all right? And there we go. Oopsie daisy, that pinged off. That's it. Right. So there's my pretty little diamonds around the outside as well. Now, if I put my box on the top, like that, with my little heart. Do you know what? I'm going to put a heart on there in Melon Mambo. I've just decided. Hang on, let me just get my my little heart punch. Oh no, it's not in there. Oh dear, that means it must be on my desk somewhere. Yeah, it is, look. Isn't that terrible? Do you know what? Even better still, before I do that, I am going to get my, here we go, look, my Wink of Stella pen. I'm just going to use the clear one, just to give it a bit of sparkle. Just colour that in. Like that. How's that? Yeah, it's not bad at all, actually. Let's wait for it to dry a sec. Hang on. That's it. And we can punch that out. I've got a sparkly heart now. Look. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh. Well, it would be if I not missed the edge off. Where's that winky pen gone? Where'd I put it? There it is. It's going to colour in that little edge there. That's it. I think it was because I hadn't let it dry properly. That's why it didn't punch out very well. Glue dots, glue dots. There's the glue dots. Right, let's put that on there, because that is going to go just there. Look. Oh, how cute is that? Yeah, that looks really nice. I like that. Look. Isn't that pretty? Right. So that's going to go on there like that. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could even stick this onto the base. It's entirely up to you. That goes on there. And then you pop your lovely covering over the top. Now let's go around that way, because the opening bit for this is on one side. You see one side seals and one side just is a little bit loose. If you actually tie your ribbon over the top of that loosey bit there, that's going to keep it covered in for you. Now, you could, if you wanted to, which is what I'm going to do, I think, is you could just tie a bow straight on the top. Or you could do something else. You could put a flower on the top. You could put a gift tag on the top. Anything you like, really. I'm going to put a bow just like that. And then you could even curl your ribbon and just tuck it under so that you've got that nice curly effect going, which I must admit I do like ribbon when it curls. I think it looks really pretty. Oh, that one's a bit too long for it. Hold on, let me just snip a bit off of that. Tuck that just under there. Like that. And there you have it. Your Curvy Keepsake box, which I'll show you from the side. There you go. In a lovely display box, all ready for Valentine's Day. I put there. I'll put the punch underneath it like that so that you can see it properly. All right, there. I hope you like that. I hope you enjoyed that little project today. I'll take some more pictures of this box and I'll put it on the blog post that goes with this video for you as well, so that you can actually see in a bit more detail how gorgeous it does actually look, because when you see it in the flesh, so to speak, it really is so effective. It's so pretty. Really, really nice. And do you know what? I think I might actually do a card to go with it for you as well, so that you can have it as a complete set. How's that sound? That'd be good, wouldn't it? Shall I do that? Yeah, I'll do you a matching card for it as well, so that you've got the two together. All right. Well, thank you once again for joining me. Everything that you need to make this project, you can get from my website. If you just click on the blog link underneath the post. No, click on the blog link underneath the video even. That's what I meant to say. It will take you straight through to my website, and at the bottom of the blog post, along with all the measurements, you'll actually see a list of all the products I've used. So you can just click on them and it will take you straight through to my website, where you can actually buy the stamp set and the card and the window sheets and the diamonds and the ribbon and everything you need. And then you can toddle off and make your own and make it look probably even better than mine, I reckon. Right, that's it for today then. Thank you very much again, and I will see you again very soon. See you later.